It's not about motivation. Winners need discipline. Wake up and win today. Discipline comes from within.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxraw, Mr. Spencer Fearon. It's a late one on a Sunday night. I know you've just finished the fight, is right? So appreciate you coming on to talk about last night's boxing. All
hmm
enjoying the weather?
Yeah, very much so. I was out today with the kids, which was really nice. So massive big up to Panas restaurant in Blackheath because they really looked after me and my two little girls. We went out. So it was I had a really good day. So yeah.
Good stuff, man. I don't want to turn a good day into a bad day, but I was just thinking before I even talk about yesterday's boxing, because we do normally go through the comments on, like, because I like to kind of react and respond to the fans and give them the answers that they want. I was looking at the comments from the last interview we did, which we talked about Ryan Garcia's failed test. Um, I don't know if you've seen the comments. There's a lot of people on there saying the same sort of thing, and I feel like it's only right that I ask you and put you on the spot. So obviously, I've not told you about this, but I'm just going to put you on the spot. I just want to see if you got a response for it. They're basically saying the general gist is that you defended Dillian White, you defended Conor Ben, but you're throwing Ryan Garcia under the bus, and there's some people out there accusing you of, like, if I put it bluntly, like saying you're racist, which is obviously quite wild in itself.
Mhm.
But that's what they're saying. So I think it's only fair that you get a response and reply to them people.
Um, Simply because I defended who?
Basically, I think that they're saying when tests results came out for Dillian and Connor.
hmm
They're basically saying that you defended them. But
Yeah.
With Ryan Garcia, you're going straight in saying you cheated.
Okay. I also defended Billy Joe Saunders. Is he black?
Fair play.
I'm just out of curiosity. Is he? Right. So and I'm also and number one, and this is I defend people who I know. And if anybody was to listen back to the interview that I did with you the other day, I said I'm a bit of a hypocrite because if I know you, then I'm gonna go to bat for you. I do so many times. I've gone to bat for many people who are A, non-black and B, non-Muslim. And I've gone to bat for them. Now, I went to bat for Dylan White. I've known Dylan White since he's been a teenager. Dylan White's first real introduction to boxing was via me. So I've got a great interlink with Dylan White. So I'm going to defend Dylan White, even though I defended Dylan White at my demise, because certain industries ran with that to say, oh, no, 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 no. You get what I'm trying to say to you? That was at my demise, I know, right? Same thing yet again when it's come to Conor Ben. I know Conor Ben's father, Nigel Ben, very, very well since I've been a kid, right? And I've known Conor since he's regrouped and come back to the UK. And when Conor Ben's phoning me and telling me his style of the story, it's going to be very difficult for me to say I'm going to go against you, because that way then I'm going to be hypocritical, because like if I'm with you, then I'm with you. This is how I roll, right? But you know what I mean? When Billy Joe Saunders was getting slandered because of when he should have fought Demetrius Andrade, right? And people were going and murdering him. Go look, I was vehemently defending him. I've got no correlation or link up with Billy Joe. But I know Billy Joe since he's been a youth. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So it's not like I've got a vested interest. If I know you, then I'm going to defend you. This is what I'm saying to you. I know Devin Haney, and I'm very close to Bill Haney, which you know, right? Because you're getting interviews over the back of you. Say, oh, me and Spencer Fearon are tight. Oh, yeah, come on in, bro. Right? So, thank you. So, when people say, oh, well, it's got to be this because it's the same energy. No, because now we're seeing other things come off of the back of it, where he's been found with other forms of there's been other substances that have come up. And I remember just finishing the watch along when we did The Fight Is Right, and Tunde was saying, after the fight done, he said, Spence, don't be surprised if he doesn't pop dirty, because that brother was too strong. This is Tunde's words, it's not my words. I was saying, boy, you know what? So now he has popped dirty, right? And they're saying, well, I should get, and they're absolutely right. Maybe I should be saying like, you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And really and truly, you should be innocent till proven guilty. But then the B samples come out, right? You've just seen that, right?
Yeah, I haven't
And he's
seen.
got, yeah, the B samples just come out. And he's got more stuff in there.
Oh,
So
right.
when I'm gonna just address this thing, and this is like, people get confused when you have a human being who's proud of their cultural identity. They get confused with that to think, well, why is it always spoken about? I would never speak about this thing on, unless I see certain people misbehaving. I can use my platform to speak about it. But then you know personally, Boxing King Media, you know personally of the accolades from people from my phenotype who have sung my praises for saying the things that I've said. You know this personally, right? You know of the certain esteemed, acclaimed people in boxing who happen to share the same skin tone as me, who have sung. And these are not people from Great Britain. These are high named American people who said, "Nah, you know what? Respect, Spence. That you know this." Right, so, and I'm not going to call their names because you know who you know personally, because you monitor the traction of who are commenting on your post. I'm just the way that I am, simply because, and this is not the be all and end all, because listen, good people are just good people, right? You having the same tribal identity, because I keep on saying again, there is only one race, which is the human race, and we are broken down into tribes. Or just like it says in the Holy Quran, that God only made us different for one reason, for us to know one another, right? Now, if I address certain things that make certain people feel uncomfortable, they have to look at themselves to say, then why do I feel uncomfortable? But certain people are blinded by global supremacy, that somebody like myself will say certain things and people say, oh no, you shouldn't say that. Or like behind closed doors, right? Loads of people who share the same skin tone as me will sing my praises on another level, right? But they won't publicly speak about these certain things. I will publicly address these things. And I have real friends who are Asian. I have real friends who are Anglo-European, Anglo-Saxon Europeans. I have real friends who are African. I have real friends, real people. Because real people are real people, because we share the same energy. So please, let's get over this. But I will mention it because I know history, right? So when you know history, it is a blessing and a burden at the same time, because I can address certain things, because I also know history and I also know the psychology behind it. So when you understand these things, then it's not, I will just call it out and people say, oh, I never looked at it like that. And because so many people are so oblivious to global supremacy that they don't even get it. So because you don't get it, what I'm saying will sound alien to you. But to the people who know, they say, rah, he's talking the real stuff. But they're not brave enough to speak like me, because they're not brave. But I'm that guy.
So, but would it be fair to say then, obviously, you gave a pretty good answer there with regards to your how you express some opinions, but would it be fair to say then maybe that they kind of maybe potentially biased opinions because you know the people and you're saying that you're going to back them no matter what? Or would it be
No. I can listen. I can only back you to a certain extent, right? But what I'm not going to do, if I know you're not going to
Because that's what they'll say next. They'll say, "Oh, why are we listening to his opinion? Because he's protecting."
No. Because also, like, I will say certain things where there are certain top fighters who we're talking now, but because of certain things that I've said, right, that we haven't spoken for a year and a half. Do you understand? There's certain times where me and Dylan had a big falling out. And I'm talking way back in the day when he was preparing to fight Anthony Joshua. Do you know what I mean? And I was saying, you shouldn't take that fight right now. Right? And then I get a phone call, and I know this is a hot minute. This must be over 8 years ago, because my daughter, Tyler, has just turned 8. So, I get a tirade of abuse from Dylan White saying, nah, you know what I mean? Like, we're both from this thing. We're both from the hood. And like, it's like, you're back in dead man there and boop, 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 boop. He was very, very upset. You know what I mean? But then we spin the page. And I remember when he just beat Lucas Brown, and then he phones me and he says, you know what? You know when you're saying like I weren't ready to fight Joshua at that time? I'm going to be real with you. You are right. You know what I mean? And I was just singing the praises of how he performed against Lucas Brown. And then he went on and he performed excellently against Joseph Parker. And when you look at it now in hindsight, that was an excellent victory from him, right? But then now he's become like a consummate professional, Dylan White. But from then, in my mind, I said, you're not ready for that fight.
Okay.
Right? So there's many fighters. I could go on, many fighters who I have fallen out with. And then we sit down, and then when we speak about it, then I give my opinion of why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it from out of a position of disdain. I'm saying it out of a position of love, because I got love in my heart for you. Now, lots of people can't comprehend that, but I'm saying that. And when people are saying like, oh, is Spencer Fearon being hypocritical, or is it, and they put this race thing in it. So wait a minute, Eddie Hearn's a white man saying the same thing that I was saying. He said the same thing about Conor Benn. He said the same thing about Ryan Garcia. What is he? Does Eddie what do you call it that for Eddie Hearn? What does he hate white people then? Shut up, man. Stop this foolishness. It's just that I'm the person that will tackle people and talk on these things. And because I would do that, then people, because I'm told you already. When like I said to you before, when you truly understand history, right, and you understand the putridness of a systemic hatred in the heart for one person against another person because of the color of their skin, and people say, well, it doesn't exist. I'll say, okay, it doesn't exist. So you have to ask yourself this now. You can go to any person around the world and say, does racism exist? Right? And you say, okay, then people say, yeah, racism does exist. The real ones will say, racism does exist. Okay, racism does exist. Okay, racism exists. Then can you point me out who the racist? And everyone will stop. Right. You know what I mean? We look at great extremes to say this person's racist, that person's racist. No, racism, like I said on many times before, is a social issue, right? And it is a societal issue that is so deep encrusted in society. But we try to throw it by the wayside, but who feels it knows it. But unfortunately, when you have uncultured people trying to speak to the cultured, that doesn't wash with me. And that's the last time I'm going to speak about it, because I get sick and tired of it, because people, straight away, is he talking about race? You brought this up, so I'm addressing it, right?
I genuinely,
I'm not backing nobody. I'm not backing no one because of their skin tone. If I know you, I back you.
yeah,
Billy Joe's not no black man.
Well, I appreciate you answering that, Spencer. Like I said, I was a bit cautious about asking you that, but I feel like
That's cool, man. It's all love, bro.
I feel like it would have been a disservice if I didn't ask you, because there was a lot of
No,
comments.
thank you. I'm glad that you did ask.
And I feel like you've addressed it pretty well there, and hopefully that puts that to bed. But let's talk about the last night. Canelo, you predicted he'll win on points, and that's pretty much what happened. You know, one of the things I want to ask you before we even talk about the fight, Canelo, I was looking, he's 33 years old. He's had 69 fights. Munguia, 27 years old, and he's had 44 fights. Like, we don't see that in this country. That seems to be like a Mexican thing. Do you think that's good or bad? I'm just curious. Random question before we even talk about the fight.
I would say that when we look at fighters who properly come to give it, Mexican fighters usually turn pro really early. Right? So it's like their amateur tutelage is turning pro, where they're turning pro at 15, 16 years old. Right? So when we're looking at their records now, we're thinking, oh my goodness gracious. These men have fought so many times, and they've done so many things. It's because they turned pro. You know what I mean? They turned pro early. That's all. They just turned pro early.
Okay. That answers that. Did you have any surprises in the fight? You know, Canelo did take some punishment early on, but he didn't seem to like he was that hurt. Rided the storm and just kind of just got stronger as the fight went on. You know,
What I want to let people know is this: is that he should be greatly commended, Canelo, in going in there and fighting such a young lion. right? Because usually when guys are at that tail end of their career in Canelo, they mix with this other senior citizens who've got names, right? We saw that when Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns and Roberto Duran all fought each other at the tail end. Well, not all fought each other, but Leonard went in with both of these guys in was it in '89, right? When young guys, and there were young guys around. There was a guy called Michael Nunn, who was an IBF middleweight champion, who was superb, right? Leonard didn't really mix with him. So I think we should give Canelo all the credit in the world for mixing with, you know what I mean, going in there mixing with a young killer. And that's what he did. He went in there and had it with him.
Do you think Munguia's kind of proved that? Because a lot of people were unsure on him. They were saying the Ryder win kind of it didn't give him the justice because Ryder was towards the end of his career. But do you think he kind of showed that he's at that level, but maybe just short of elite level?
The thing about it is this: I'm not going to jump and say like he's short of elite level. Similarly to when, and that's like a decade ago now, when Canelo went in with Floyd, right? It was more of like, all right, you're in there with a master, but you'll come again. And I thought Jaime Munguia has left that fight with a lot of credit. And I think we should give him, you know what I mean, a lot of credit. Jaime he's a good fighter, man. You know what I mean? He's a really, really good fighter. And we should give him credit for it. You know what I mean? And you know, the nice thing about Canelo is like, he's a throwback fighter in a new age. You know? Because he's constantly keeps on going. And like, and you're looking at the numbers, was that 65, 66 fights, 69 wins, 69 fights now?
Next fight, his 70th fight, which sounds mad.
Yeah, but this is the thing. If you're not embroiled in history, yeah, when you're embroiled in history, it doesn't sound mad. That was a regular, everyday thing. Do you know what I mean?
It's almost like 3 careers in one.
Well, it is nowadays.
From the British perspective. But
No, but I'm not even saying for the British perspective, because I'm saying like, when you look at it, yeah, of like now, in this day and age, we're going to think, yeah, crazy. But who was I watching the other day? There was a fighter called Marcel Sedan, incredible fighter, right? He was French. I think it was Algerian descent, right? Marcel Sedan. And he beats Tony Zell for the world title in 48, right? He beats Tony Zell for the world title, right? His record was nuts, you know. Marcel Sedan was something like, I think it was like 108 fights at the time with 3 losses. Something crazy like that.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? That was then when fighters fought. Everybody. Canelo is no different to the throwback fighters. No different. And what I really appreciate about Canelo, everyone's saying, oh, well, he's slowing up. Or, no, all he's done is this. You know, like, I can't fight the same style that I used to fight. So what I've done now, I've evolved my style of boxing. And that's what he's done. He's just evolved his style of boxing. And because he's evolved his style of boxing, I'm greatly appreciative of what he's done or how he's done it.
Who do you think both men should fight next?
I'm not, you know what I mean? You know, Benavidez, I'd like to see Canelo and Benavidez. I really would like to see that fight.
He wants 200 bags.
Who wants 200 bags?
Canelo.
No, 200 bags, you mean 200 million bags. That's what you
200 million, that's what I mean. 200 million.
It's ridiculous, right?
That's
That's a lot of bags,
200
right?
million bags, yeah.
Say 200 bags, I could put that fight on myself then if you want.
That's a lot of lorries, man. That's a lot of lorries pulling up.
It is. You never know. I don't know, would that appeal to go and earn that money wouldn't be there anyway. But like I said, Canelo has proven himself time and time again. Is there anything else for Canelo to do? You're saying, well, you should go up and get these guys here. Maybe Benavidez could be a bit too big for him. You know what I mean? Maybe. But it's still something that you'd like to see. I would like to see it, but I'm not saying that Canelo's getting old. What I'm saying is he's fighting with an older head.
Okay. And who would you like to see Munguia come in against with? Because I'm assuming he's going to try and stick at that sort of level now.
At that level, and he's most probably going to stick at super middleweight, yeah? So there are some good. You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. Munguia versus Chris Eubank Jr.
That's a good fight.
Okay, that's the fight that I like to see.
That's a really good fight. I think that's pretty much it, Spencer. There is one thing I was just Googling whilst he was talking about Ryan Garcia. I've not seen nothing about the B sample, so I don't know if you've got some inside information.
Yeah. I saw something like they found some more stuff in it. Right. I'm going off of what Eddie Hearn said. I'm going off of what Frank Warren said.
Okay.
Right. And them man are calling him a cheat. Right. So who am I, Spencer Fearon, to turn around and agree with those guys?
Fair play, Spence. Appreciate your time. I think that's pretty much it. We'll probably talk about Fury Usyk, I'm guessing, the next time we talk. So
which is going to be a superb fight. Which is going to be a superb fight.
I think I'll probably get a prediction from you probably after the weigh-in. I'm thinking that.
Yeah, you know what? Because that's when everything's going to be juicy. You're flying out for it, right?
Yep.
Yep. And I'm just in negotiations now. I should be flying out because I know they're having a dinner prior to it. And yeah, I've got a team that's putting together for Tom Hardy to go out. So so I should be out there. But if I'm not, I've got the pleasure of doing a watch along with me and Tundi. But we shall see.
Yeah, I think that watch along might break numbers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, first time in, it was 25 years. I mean, last time was November 13th, 1999 that we had an undisputed heavyweight champion. And that was Lennox Lewis. And, you know, it is, trust me, only Turkey Al Sheikh could have made this happen, you know? So we got to be very grateful to His Excellency for that, because only he could make this happen. And it's going to be something good. And next thing is this. Don't think that you're going to see the Usyk that fought Daniel Dubois, and do not think you're going to see the Tyson Fury that fought Francis Ngannou. And that's why it's going to be a great fight. And lastly, before I jump off, man, I say my massive condolences to the Ngannou family because he just lost his kid. You know what I mean? Heart-wrenching. I don't want to get into it or get into personal things, but you know what I mean? I know what bereavement does. You know what I mean? So my prayers are out for the brother to stay strong.
100%, and I'll double that up. Spencer, appreciate your time, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thank you, my bro. Take care. God bless.
Thank you.
Win gold now. IPMB is giving away 5 24-karat gold coins to our token holders worth over $2,000 each.
Let's do this.
Thank you very much for this great news. It's amazing.
It's never been easier to own gold, so join the raffle now.
Listen, I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you toward your goals.